There is no arguing that dinosaurs were some of the most majestic animals to ever walk the earth. Bigger than buses, faster than horses, and sometimes weirder than anything alive today. Now, there is no need to be sad that you were not born 150 million years ago to witness this creation. We are still going to take you on a full tour. Here are all the dinosaurs you need to know. Let's start with the star of every museum gift shop. Tyrannosaurus Rex. T-Rex lived at the very end of the Cretaceous period. This was a walking nightmare. 40 feet long, 12 feet tall at the hips, 12,000 pounds, and teeth the size of bananas. And despite what the movies say, it had excellent vision and could probably run up to 20 miles per hour. That's not fast for a car, but it is terrifying when you are the dinner. But T-Rex was not the only carnivore around that time. This is Allosaurus, a Jurassic predator that came long before T-Rex. It had a lighter build, sharp claws, and was probably a more active hunter than a scavenger. Basically, the prototype. Now, if you think bigger is better, let's talk about the sauropods. These were the long-necked giants. Brachiosaurus is the one with the giraffe-like posture. It had front legs taller than the back, making it look like it was always peeking over a fence. Diplodocus was more low-slung, with a tail so long it could be used like a whip. But the real terrifying one was Argentinosaurus, which is possibly the largest land animal to ever exist. This thing was over 100 feet long and weighed as much as 14 African elephants. And it lived in what is now Argentina, hence the name. Then there were the Raptors, and no, not like in Jurassic Park. That movie beefed them up. The real Velociraptor was about the size of a turkey and had feathers. But don't laugh, it had a massive claw on each foot and serious intelligence. What the movies called velociraptors were closer to Deinonychus, which is a larger, scarier cousin. Still, the entire group, which is now called dromaeosaurs, was fast, agile, pack-hunting killers with feathers. Let's not forget the horned dinosaurs, aka the ceratopsians. Triceratops is the famous one. It had 3 horns, a massive frill, and a beak-like mouth. It lived at the same time as T-Rex and may have fought it. But there were others too, like Styracosaurus with a spiky crown and Pachyrhinosaurus, which had a big flat boss on its nose instead of horns. These creatures mostly lived in North America and were built like tanks. Then there were the duck-billed dinosaurs, the hadrosaurs. Edmontosaurus, Parasaurolophus, and Corythosaurus were the grazers of their time. They had hundreds of teeth and could chew plants better than most mammals. Parasaurolophus had a long, tube-like crest that may have helped it make low, foghorn-like sounds. That's right, even the quiet ones were weird. And how could we forget about the ankylosaurs? Ankylosaurus looked like a living tank. It was flat, low to the ground, covered in bone armor, with a giant club on its tail. One swing could crush a predator's leg. It lived in the late Cretaceous. And then there were the nodosaurs, similar but without the tail club and with huge shoulder spikes instead. And now, a fan favorite, Stegosaurus. This Jurassic herbivore had 2 rows of giant plates on its back and spikes on its tail called the thagomizer. What were the plates for? Maybe heat regulation, maybe defense, or maybe just looking fabulous. Either way, it had a brain the size of a hot dog. It was not the smartest, but you don't need IQ when you have a tail weapon. Then we had the weirdos, and I mean that in the best way. Therizinosaurus, which was a huge, feathered herbivore with the longest claws of any land animal. The claws were over 3 feet long. It used those claws for defense, or maybe for pulling down plants. Nobody is totally sure. It lived in what's now Mongolia. There was also Pachycephalosaurus, the one with the dome-shaped skull. It had a thick, bony head it probably used for headbutting rivals or showing off. And then there was Spinosaurus, the water-loving oddball. This one is a recent rewrite. For years, we thought it walked like a T-Rex, but newer fossils suggest it spent most of its time in water with webbed feet, a long crocodile-like snout, and that massive sail on its back. It is possibly the largest carnivorous dinosaur ever, even bigger than T-Rex, and it lived in what is now North Africa. Dinosaurs were not just North American either. South America had Argentinosaurus and Carnotaurus. Asia gave us Velociraptor, Therizinosaurus, and Oviraptor, a misnamed species that probably was not stealing eggs. Europe had smaller, agile species like Iguanodon and Hypsilophodon. And Australia's fossil record is still being explored with unique finds like Australovenator, which was a fast predator with blade-like claws. So, what killed them off and ended our opportunity to pet them? A 6-mile-wide asteroid smashed into Earth 66 million years ago, kicking up enough dust to block sunlight, collapse ecosystems, and wipe out around 75% of all species, including the non-avian dinosaurs. The crater is still there in Chicxulub, Mexico. But birds made it. Every robin, parrot, and chicken is part dinosaur. You ate a dinosaur nugget last week and didn't even know it. Now tell me, which one is your favorite? Write down its name in the comments. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe for more quick and casual explanations. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.